Transferring advanced weapons such as CMS missiles to Ukraine could potentially incite conflict with Russia. As a result, other countries and European allies are hesitant to provide Ukraine with weapons that have the capability to reach targets in Russian territory. The Ukraine military is currently searching for alternative solutions due to this. It is known that Ukraine has been utilizing UAVs for attacks behind enemy lines, but in order to have a greater impact on the Russian aggressor, they require more powerful weapons. We will discuss how technology from Elon Musk can assist Ukraine's President Zelensky in defeating Putin. It appears that the American businessman is becoming one of the most influential people globally. An electric gun is a highly sought-after weapon for countries all around the world. Its capabilities are only limited by the power supply. The projectile can travel at extremely high speeds and reach targets miles away. The United States, China, and Russia have been working on developing this technology for some time, but Ukraine might be the first country to use it in battle thanks to the involvement of Elon Musk. In order to reduce pressure from the Russian army on the front lines, Ukrainian soldiers use effective tactics. They start by targeting ammunition and fuel depots near the front line with artillery, then use motorized rifle formations and infantry to push the invaders out of fortified areas. The lack of supplies forces the Russian army to retreat. This is a slow but less violent way to reclaim occupied territory. Western weapons such as MLRS Mars 2, M270 MLRS, at M142 HIMARS, and American and French artillery systems with Excalibur projectiles play a significant role in these tactics. However, the Russian army is adapting to these tactics, with their largest warehouse terminals now being located out of range of Ukrainian artillery and smaller warehouses closer to the front line. They have more weapon depots but less supplies, reducing the risk of running out of ammunition or fuel for their troops. The Ukrainian military leadership is in a state of urgency and is searching for a solution. They need to acquire an artillery system that can reach targets deep within the Russian army's territory. Ukraine has the ability to produce long-range missiles, but the entire Ukrainian industry is currently under attack by Russian cruise missiles, making it difficult to produce long-range systems without the help of ATA-CMS missiles or similar weapons. The situation for Ukraine may seem dire, but history has shown that difficult circumstances often lead to advancements. It may seem contradictory, but the only plentiful resource is electricity. Despite Russian efforts to disrupt Ukraine's energy infrastructure, the country's main power generation facilities are still functioning. This is not due to any mercy on Putin's part, but rather because thermal power plants, distribution and transformer nodes are being targeted, while the nuclear power units are left untouched. If nuclear power plants were to be destroyed, it would result in a worldwide nuclear disaster, and Russia would also be affected. As a result, the Russian army avoids targeting Ukrainian nuclear power plants. However, after each attack on thermal stations, distribution, and transformer units, Ukrainian nuclear power plants go into emergency mode. The reactors are left idle as there is no place to send the electricity they generate, which is a surplus of 7,000 megawatts. This is more than enough for several electric guns such as the Gauss gun and Railgun. The Gauss gun uses an electromagnetic field inside an inductive coil to accelerate the projectile. In fact, because of the electric current flowing through the coil, the gun's barrel passes through it. The projectile is pushed out and accelerates due to the development of an electromagnetic field. A railgun is an example of an artillery system where the projectile accelerates differently. Two guides assist the barrel. Every guide is actually an electrode that is wired to a powerful DC source. A unique accelerating block with a projectile closes this electrical circuit. The accelerating block with the projectile moves along the guides after receiving a strong electrical impulse, which pushes the bullet out. The projectile's kinetic energy is so great that it could travel at hypersonic speeds over great distances. Additionally, the target is dealt a powerful kinetic strike that is delivered without the need of a warhead. The effects of a low-yield nuclear strike are produced by a 40 to 44-pound projectile strike. The railgun is being tested in numerous stations, unlike the Gauss gun. For instance, the Zumwalt project's new American destroyers were to be equipped with an electromagnetic gun. After 3 destroyers were launched, the plan to build 32 ships was scrapped. Therefore, no one has yet claimed the operational model of the sea-based railgun. A sea-based deployment option was included in the design of the Chinese railgun. More details regarding the Chinese electric cannon will become available once the big landing ship Haiyang is put into service by the Chinese Navy. In order to not miss anything, make sure to subscribe to the channel before this happens. The Navy's interest in the railgun is understandable given that the electric gun prevents the employment of traditional ammunition on ships and as a result, prevents their storage. The ship's ability to survive is higher when there are fewer explosives on board. Let's focus on one of the other benefits of electric guns, the shot's range. It is 10 times more powerful than traditional artillery. However, compared to ship-based missiles, the cost of ammunition for an electric gun is 10 times lower. Low efficiency is a common drawback of electric tools. The electromagnetic field loses too much energy, although the gun's strength and range are limitless in theory. These indicators depend linearly on the strength of direct current and the material's capacity to endure mechanical and electrical loads. An efficiency of 20 implies the device is useless. Such low efficiency causes the average engineer to give up. However, a 20% efficiency speaks volumes when it comes to genius. This is perhaps the reason Elon Musk has developed an interest in the endeavor of developing the first truly optimal electric weapon. True, Musk has a different motivation for working on the initiative. The electric gun is not only a potentially useful weapon for Ukraine, but it is also an affordable means of launching Starlink satellites into orbit. Of course, Musk was unable to ignore such a venture. The development of an electric gun can be broken down into 2 steps. 1. Building a system for acceleration and projectile ejection, and 2. Creating a system for the capture and return of energy using powerful batteries and capacitors. The implementation of the first phase is without issues. American destroyers of the Zumwalt class already have railguns. The ship's engines supply the power for this electric artillery system. 2 Rolls-Royce Marine Trent 30 gas turbine engines have a combined output of 78 megawatts. However, the power plant capacity for the Ukrainian railgun can be significantly higher when it is on land and when electricity is available. Elon Musk is given the leading role in this case. He is responsible for building a small, extremely effective electrical energy source that can produce, store, and deliver a powerful electric current with a maximum amperage of 500,000 amperes in just a few milliseconds. Additionally, in order to transfer this current from the power supply to the implement, very large diameter cables and specialized switches are required. But Elon Musk has experience completing big, complicated projects quickly. The CEO of Tesla fulfilled his pledge to construct an enormous 129 megawatt battery in Australia in 2017. After 60 days, the task was completed. Industrial batteries from the Tesla Power Pack were combined to form the massive battery. Tesla has since developed the Megapack, a set of industrial batteries that are even more potent. They make it possible to construct enormously large power plants in the lowest amount of time. For instance, a 300 megawatt battery system has an hourly capacity to power 500,000 homes. They will be placed far from the front line and deep within Ukrainian territory to deter Russian missiles from reaching the new electric weapons. Most likely, the power plant will be underground. This implies that the electric cannon will be a stationary weapon. Because of this, the artillery system's architects won't be subject to any limitations regarding its mobility. The most likely ammunition that Ukrainian railguns will use is already on hand. This is theoretically conceivable because with railgun systems, the projectile moves in an upper stage that slides along the rails rather than in the barrel. It appears that the 155mm Excalibur would be the best option. For hypersonic speeds, the Excalibur's tapering, elongated design is perfectly suitable. With a weight of only 105 pounds, this ammunition is relatively light. The projectile's weight will practically be cut in half if the warhead is removed. Any structure on Earth can be obliterated by the projectile's kinetic energy. The precision of Excalibur projectiles is exceptional. No more than 13 feet may conceivably stray from the target. Compared to a standard artillery round, this is 80 times more accurate. Aerodynamic consoles on the projectile's hull aid in target acquisition and trajectory correction. GPS is used by Excalibur to attain pinpoint accuracy in targeting, but using this ammunition comes with at least two caveats. First, can the Excalibur GPS system and the projectile's design sustain hypersonic speed? The Excalibur accelerates to a speed of 2,700 feet per second when fired from a conventional weapon. Its maximum speed when shot from a railgun is 9,000 feet per second. The second distinction has to do with the Excalibur rounds that NATO nations have stored in their arsenals. Will the Ukrainian artillerymen have enough supplies? On Russian soil, there are numerous viable targets.